Tottenham tumble to tragicomedy as Conte learns full scale of the task. If than the Slovenian top flight. 1 win 11 games. Without a single point ever in European competition. Not even in existence the last time Tottenham won a trophy. Whichever way you dress it up, this was a giant killing of truly monstrous proportions, the kind Europa Conference League was not really designed to throw up, but one that leaves Tottenham's future in Europe's third-tier club competition embarrassingly uncertain. After finding Vitesse Arnhem and Rennes trickier than expected customers, 10-man Spurs hit a new low on their Thursday night travels as Amadej Morosa's deflected final kick of the game earned NS Mura a 2-1 win, the most famous in their history, and ended Antonio Conte's side's hopes of reaching the last 16 directly, the novelty of a knockout round playoff, now the best they can hope for on the other side of Christmas. Conte's first European away match in charge was cast as an opportunity for Tottenham to build on their first league victory under the new boss against Leeds on Sunday, and a chance for a second string treated as virtual outcasts at times by Nuno Espirito Santo to reintegrate and impress. Fat chance. Nowhere was the sense of wasted opportunity more prevalent than at wing-back, ironically, the area of the pitch where Spurs are expected to flourish under Conte. The 52-year-old's appointment was supposed to have handed a lifeline to Ryan Sessegnon and Matt Doherty, who through lack of form and fitness had become forgotten men under the previous regime. Conte had talked up Sessegnon's chances of belatedly kickstarting his Spurs career in a position which the 21-year-old he feels sure will be his best, while Doherty hoped to spark a renaissance, returning to the role that brought about the best football of his career at Wolves. But, where 2 nights ago Chelsea's wing-backs had performed a masterpiece on Europe's biggest stage, Tottenham's understudies chose the city of Maribor as the setting for a tragicomedy. Sessegnon was the protagonist, his red card after little more than half an hour for 2 thoughtless challenges, turning Spurs' task in trying to come back from Tommy Horvath's early goal from an inconvenience into a major undertaking. Sessegnon spoke ahead of this game of being inspired by the performances of Reece James and Ben Chilwell across London at Stamford Bridge, their early season numbers in terms of goals and assists, representing a blueprint for a player who once found the next 15 times in a championship season for Fulham. But even in his 32 minutes on the pitch, Sessegnon's attacking threat was restricted to one tame, deflected effort from a Harry Kane layoff as a lopsided back three, with the abysmal Davinson Sanchez playing as a right footer on its left, struggled to feed him high on the wing. More often, Spurs' attacks came down the opposite flank, where Doherty was playing a hapless cameo, full of hefty touches and woeful deliveries, before being put out of his misery as one of 4 players hauled off in a quadruple change soon after half-time. In all, 8 players were making their first starts under Conte, and none can be hopeful of featuring against Burnley on Sunday. Indeed, several may be waiting until the final now pivotal group match against Rennes for their next opening. Sessegnon's suspension means even that one will pass him by. A step backwards for Harry Kane's cool finish, which until deep into stoppage time looked like salvaging the point that would have, somewhat undeservedly, kept Spurs' hopes of finishing top of the group alive, took his goal tally for the season to 18 for club and country. That's the positives out of the way. Having looked back to his best when plundering 7 goals in 2 games for England during the international break, Kane then produced one of his most encouraging Spurs displays of the season, despite not getting on the scoresheet against Leeds. But this was a backward step, a frustrated, lackluster performance more like those that populated Nuno Espirito Santo's reign. Of the England captain's 18-goal haul so far this season, 14 have come against either Mura, Pecos de Ferreira San Marino, Andorra or Albania.